welcome to this week's edition of the Ripoff of the Week. I'm very excited, although it's a troubling topic here this evening, to talk about the homeless crisis in Los Angeles. My name is Adam Andrzejewski. I'm the CEO and founder of OpenTheBooks.com. And you know our mission. It's every dime online in real time. To take every single dime taxed and spent at every level of government, the federal, the state, and the local levels of government, capture it and give it oversight so you and we can follow the money and hold the political class accountable for tax and spend decisions. Today on the Ripoff of the Week, we're going to talk about this troubling topic, the homeless encampments in one of the shining cities in the Golden State, and that's Los Angeles. And before we get into the topic, I want to introduce my co-host, Tamara Colbert.
Good evening, Adam. Thank you. OpenTheBooks.com. Love OpenTheBooks.com. You guys are doing great work. So, Adam, honestly, in a lot of America's large cities, we're seeing these homeless populations increase. But Los Angeles is the worst of the worst. Tell us about your Forbes article today and what is going on in Los Angeles.
So Los Angeles in California, I mean, no city represents the glitz and the glamour of the California lifestyle better than Los Angeles. I mean, think about it. You got Muscle Beach in Venice. You've got, the
Malibu.
rich and the famous in Beverly Hills. You've got the movie studios up in Hollywood. You've got a previously booming economy. I mean, think about this. And only eclipsed by New York City and Tokyo, Japan, LA, the LA area had the third most productive economy in the world. But today, the city itself is in trouble. Our auditors found that over the course of just the last 20 months, there was nearly 100,000 citizen complaints of homeless encampments in public places.
That's unbelievable. You in the article, you compare Los Angeles to two other states. Share with us what those other states are and what the statistics look like for that.
So the city of LA, and we confirmed this with administration officials, the city of LA has nearly 40,000, according to their counts, of homeless people. LA County itself has nearly 70,000, and the state of California has 150,000 people living without a home. That compares to Texas. Texas has 25,000. Florida has 28,000. Look, back in the day, a couple summers ago, when we investigated San Francisco, we were shocked and dismayed that they had 8,000 homeless people on city streets. LA has nearly 40,000 homeless people, and it's a crisis.
Yeah, that's absolutely a crisis. Is Mayor Garcetti doing anything about this problem?
Well, yes, the mayor, he's spending a lot of money. Look, he was elected in 2013. He ran on a promise, Tamara. He ran up on a promise to clean up the streets. So we took a look at his 2021 budget in the city, and they're going to spend $500 million on city services for homeless people. Back in 2016, the mayor passed. The citizens were very generous. It was called Proposition HHH, and it will provide $1.2 billion, a big bond, $1.2 billion to build housing for homeless people, units. Here's the problem, Tamara. A recent audit was just done, and each unit is costing up to $700,000. So they're not going to meet their goal. They wanted to build 10,000 units for the homeless, and they're now on pace to build around 6,000 units for the homeless.
Unbelievable. $700,000 per unit. That is unheard of, but that actually is right around probably what I would imagine that standard of home ownership would be in that Los Angeles area.
Well, Humor, you don't let a crisis go to waste. And so all of those political insiders, they see a big bond issue for over $1 billion, and the greed starts to set in.
Yeah.
All the California and local regulations that make building so expensive, that's a big problem. And so each unit, for people that are living on the street, living out of their cars, and taxpayers have provided all this money, and it's $700,000 a unit.
Yeah, that's just exactly like the bullet train fiasco in California as well. Obviously, they've got some bigger issues in that state. You guys have mapped 100,000 complaints. What are some of the top neighborhoods that you're seeing this happening in?
So first off, everybody watching the program here tonight, you should come to openthebooks.com and surf our interactive map. Our auditors did a tremendous job. They literally mapped by zip code the complaints, these nearly 100,000 complaints using latitude and longitude coordinates provided by the city. We mapped it all. It's an interactive map of all the homeless encampments. And right now, there's nearly 7,000 citizen complaints that have not been resolved. 7,000 homeless camps in public places on the streets of LA.
And now, Adam, you provide some details in your Forbes piece also about medieval diseases that are happening in some of these outbreaks happening in some of these encampments. What are those medieval diseases?
Well, this is a human health
Yeah.
catastrophe. The mayor's administration admits this, and obviously the watchdogs all admit it as well. Look, you've got the medieval diseases, and this has been written about in the national
Hmm.
press, like the Atlantic covered at Fox News, like on Tucker Carlson's program and Sean Hannity. It's typhus
Typhus.
and TB, tuberculosis, that is now spreading through these homeless camps. So this is a real problem. And look, you mentioned the neighborhoods. We found in the city data 106 neighborhoods affected by this. It's spread throughout the entire city where the homeless are camping everywhere within the city. The number one neighborhood for the most complaints is right in downtown LA, right in the core
Wow.
of the city amongst the high rises. The number two neighborhood is actually Venice, which is it's really, this is a free
There's Muscle
spirited,
Beach.
freewheeling Muscle Beach,
Yeah.
the beaches of California. It's got a great storied history. Arnold Schwarzenegger and Lou Ferrigno on
Yeah.
working out on Muscle Beach. They still work out in the Gold's Gym in Venice to this day. However, it's the number two neighborhood for the homeless people camping out on city places.
So, Adam, my last question to you is really there are solutions to fix this, but I suspect those solutions are not big government related solutions. What do you say?
Well, hey, I don't think anyone pretends even to have an answer. Okay, so the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals rendered a decision, and they basically said that authorities cannot even clean up a camp if they don't have a bed for them. But nobody's got a solution in LA County to provide 70,000 beds for homeless people. So now there's a real question whether law enforcement can come and sweep a camp. You've got medieval diseases running through these homeless camps, and the Ninth Circuit Court is handcuffing the administration on sweeps. I mean, this is a problem of epic proportion.
So Adam, is there any way out? Is there any real solution? Because like you're saying, I actually looked up before we got on air, and in Texas, one of our largest homeless encampments is in, guess where? The city of Austin, where our capital is, and it is just less than a mile from our state capital in Texas, in the governor's backyard, and we have a massive homeless encampment there. I'm not
So the
sure.
policy, Tamara, here's the answer. The policymakers are going to have to come up with the solutions.
Mhm.
Solutions exist.
Yeah.
LA has 40,000 homeless people, and the entire state where you live in Texas has 25,000. So other places are doing it better than California. That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, I don't want to hear a California politician tell the rest of this country how to live when they can't even get the basics right in their own neighborhoods. So stop telling us what to do and start focusing on the people who have real needs, the people that elect you to do your job properly.
And we got to end it right there, because I don't think there's anything better that you can say than that. It's time to everything is local, and it is time for us to deal locally with all these issues instead of all the politicking and the monkey business going on. I think the people are smart. I think there's nonprofits that can help. Um, but we need to have the will to force our legislators and our local representatives to do what they were hired to do. Openthebooks.com. You guys can come here right now. Openthebooks.com. Amazing oversight, Adam. Your team is extraordinary. What else do you need anybody to do? besides signing up at openthebooks.com.
So come to openthebooks.com, take a look at that map. Just Google Forbes, homeless map. That'll take you to my piece at Forbes. Read it and pass it on social media.
And again, you can put in any zip code. So if you have relatives in California, put in a zip code and you can find out, right, what the
The map is
situation is.
specific to LA. So it's
Okay, it's
mapping the homeless
specific to LA.
encampments in LA.
In LA. Okay. Adam, next week, I already know, and I'm not going to give away what we've got to cover next week, but it's going to be a real great, give us a great start to October. So Thursday nights, 6 p.m. Eastern, you guys have to be at the ripoff of the week. Openthebooks.com. Sign up right now, and please spread the word. Forward this post to as many as your friends as possible and post it to your Facebook page. We need you to further the transparency revolution. Adam, you get the last word tonight.
Well, I think it was a great segment. We'll see you back next week.